let's talk about having faith in yourself. Whatever it may be that you're into, interested in, want to excel at, whatever makes you happy to just live your life doing, just go after it with all your heart. You can't just leave things up to chance, at least with your effort, right? You think, you know, a part of it's luck, part of it's seizing opportunities to create luck. There's that, but you know what is a great creator of luck? Putting in consistent effort over and over. And that's not a sexy idea for people to put out there, but when you look at countless cases of people that end up being successful, that's the common denominator. You know, this is a perfect example of someone I know. I'll use this. You know, I grew up with a guy that he taught himself how to play guitar, and he was phenomenal at it. Like, this guy could do Eric Clapton type solos, just incredible stuff. I played instruments myself growing up, so like I truly understand how difficult it is and the skill level this guy had to do that. And he would often talk about like how sweet it would be to just get discovered and be able to do that full time and have that be his life. But whenever I would suggest doing open mic nights, going out and doing things to put himself out there, because this was a little bit pre-Instagram and all that, so there wasn't just the accessibility of like filming yourself on your couch and getting, you know, lots of views that way. But still, the thing you needed to do was just go out and put yourself out there, meet people, play over and over, and he just wouldn't do it. He just thought that by some miracle, he was just going to not only be known as a guitar player from his couch, that they were just going to find him and the world would know about him out of nowhere with no evidence, and they would pick him up like that. It never happened. And you know what? The guy is living a happy, normal life now. But the point is, he wouldn't do anything to put himself out there. He just wanted to sit on his couch and play guitar, but then talk about these dreams he wasn't going to put the effort toward. You just have to put in that consistent effort. For myself, it's a dream just to be a professional bodybuilder. It's just one thing I want to prove I can do to myself. And I live the life every second of every day. There's not a moment that it's not the top priority of my life. I will forego anything just to make sure everything is in line for me to excel at this one thing. I'm not genetically blessed. It doesn't come easy to me. My body's fought me every step of the way. You can't outplan life. You can't just make a plan either and run in a straight line towards it. It's not going to happen. There's going to be things that happen along the way. Road bumps, if you will, even roadblocks. I've torn a bicep. I've destroyed my knee. I've had countless nagging injuries. I've thrown my back out more times than I can count, learning this along the way. And a lot of people, they'll encounter a setback and they see it as the universe telling them it's not right for them to pursue this thing, because they're not used to any adversity in their life. They don't see it as a challenge to overcome. They see it as an obstacle they're not going to get past, and they stop putting in effort. You also will run into countless cases of that. That's not how life works. You have to just go after it. Go after your goals with a baseball bat is a good analogy. You'll run your goals down with a baseball bat and fucking beat them in. That's what you have to do. And maybe there's a chance it won't work out, but I'll tell you, you won't be one of those losers in your 30s talking about how you peaked in high school and did all these things, and that was the highlight of your life. That's an embarrassing situation to find yourself in, and we all run into people like that too. Like, all they do is talk about petty moments in their life that they accomplished when they were 16, and they have nothing else to show for their life, because they just get content with the monotony of day in and day out. We have jobs. We're not born rich. We have to make money to provide for ourselves. But people use all these things as excuses to stop putting in effort for their dreams. We are working to live, not living to work. And people get lost in that pursuit. It doesn't matter what it is that you're into or what you want to go after. You just have to consistently put in hard-ass effort. And that's not a sexy idea for people. When you look at people that are really famous comedians, they're going to open mics and stand-up events at clubs 4 or 5 nights a week for years. If someone's been doing stand-up for 8 years straight and finally gets a little bit of clout, they're still considered new to stand-up. But they understand that the effort needs to be there at that capacity, and it's a given that they need to do it. They won't improve if they don't do that. The same goes with anything else in life. If you have a pursuit that you want to excel at, you have to consistently try your hardest, and you're going to do things like bomb. You're going to bomb and have awful days. You might even break something along the way, and it's going to get hard, and you might even question why you're doing it. But you're doing it because you love it and you want to put in everything so it'll work out. You don't want to be that person that's in your mid-30s talking about what could have been and you were this great but it didn't happen and blaming everyone else but yourself. If you put in the hard effort throughout your whole life trying to be one with the mastery of the art you're pursuing, you're not going to have that regret. It still might not work out. There's always that chance. People don't want to talk about that. Or they ignore it, or they make that the focal point of why they shouldn't try. No, you're doing it for the pursuit of excellence. That's why you're doing anything. You need to get the end goal out of your head and realize the goal is part of the journey there. Now, when you finally accomplish things, hopefully we all do, it's a rewarding experience, but you have to make sure that the journey is something you're grinding out, but also loving every step of the way. It's like, I'll use my own realm as an example. There's people that like being in shape, but they hate the gym, and they don't really ever get far. They might look kind of ripped compared to normal people, but they're not going to do anything with it because they just don't want to be there. They want to go in, do mediocre effort, get mediocre results, and go home. And eventually they stop going altogether because they don't want to fucking be there. There's people like that out there too. And if you stick around people like that, it's going to drag you down to their level and you're going to start acting like that as well. You are the company that you keep. It's important to find supportive, like-minded individuals, but also people that are going to cut it to you straight. You could get lost in the details of things and now you're bullshitting yourself, and it's important to have someone you trust around you to call you out in those moments. You can't have a pity party for yourself and make excuses for why things aren't working out. You just need you need to adapt and overcome. Being able to do that will propel you even farther than you ever thought was possible. I'm farther along than I ever thought my body would be capable of right now, and I still haven't hit the ultimate goal, but I love it every single day. I'm on my way to the gym right now. I worked a long day with overtime. I'm not complaining. I did everything I could to make sure that I'm able to exceed the best I can. I brought all my food to work with me. I'm going to the gym. I'm foregoing watching TV or anything when I get home because all I'm going to have time for is a shower and going to bed. That's what it takes, and you should love that. You should love doing that every single day because you're getting better every single attempt, even if you might not think so. Don't ever leave your dreams up to chance. Don't leave that effort up to chance. It's not going to work out for you. Always put the effort in at your full capacity every single time you have the opportunity to do something. It's a blessing to be in a position where you're even able to pursue something you love. A lot of people don't have that. A lot of people don't have the accessibility to do things like go to the gym, play an instrument, play a sport, anything like that. It's a blessing that you get to do that every day, and don't ever make it seem like the world's against you and that there's an excuse around the corner to not put in the effort. It's a privilege to be able to do this and live the life you are. And putting in that effort is going to get you a hell of a lot farther than anything else will.